Freddie, trying stuff.
Alright, so this is where we left off. As you can see, I was able to board most of the side, but I was unable to cut the metal. Now, before I even elaborate on why I'm doing this, initially it wasn't supposed to be my idea. I actually called two guys who helped me install my AC unit, and they said they actually could cut the metal off of the shipping container. They gave me a price, everything was good to go, and they faked on me. I called them a few times, unable to reach them, so I decided to take matters in my own hands. I mean, what else am I going to do? Find someone else and pay them? No. So that was a frustration, but I made it work. So I pretty much went to a rental store to get a grinder that was thick enough to cut this metal. As you can see, it's a very tedious work. Actually, it is not anything that I would suggest doing if you hate sparks and metal flying in your body. Like, actually, the pants I was using, there was multiple holes burned into it because the sparks were just consistently was hot. Obviously, sparks are hot, but it was consistently splashing on my pants, therefore creating little mini holes. So many mini holes that when I actually decided to like stand up or like bend my knees, those mini holes expanded and create like a big hole in my pants. But you know, you live and you learn. What are you gonna do, right? There's always a thrift store if you ever want to buy more pants to do yard work with. That's a plug on the thrift store. You should go do it. Anyway, it was going well. It took me a few days because I started with smaller grinder, but that grinder burned out, like as in shaved off very quickly. So I had to then ask for more heavy duty, in which I ended up using this. And the rental was pretty much cheap. Like I can't really complain. Like they give you the grinder and like you get the rental, and then you buy additional wheels if you need it. Only need like about 2 wheels to cut that. So to me, that was a great deal. I think the whole rental service cost about $100, which is pretty sweet, seeing the fact I was gonna pay these 2 guys who didn't show up. I was gonna pay them like $650 to do what I just did, and I said $650 just for them to cut it, and they weren't really even interested in putting the framing in. But here I am. All right. So at this point, I'm almost at the end. One more cut to go. So you know I had to like finish it for you guys. Actually, you see the bend? That bend right there? That felt so good. And I thought it was done. Come to find out, there's just a tiny more I have to do. And shouts out to my cameraman. Camera lady, actually. Good job on the camera. I don't know if I'm allowed to give her name. So I'm not going to do that. But just watch as the final cut happens. And like, look at me chanting, one more cut. Looking back at this, it brings frustration. You know, I don't say this enough, but it was pretty cold out. Like it was you know, it's a winter, so it was pretty cold. Like I feel like the video doesn't do justice. Like me just coming out here in the cold cutting this, it's not the easiest time to do any of this stuff. But yeah, I did it. Here we go, guys. Get for it. Wait for it. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Finished cut. I mean, bravo to me. Woo! Look at that. Woo! That was exciting. So now that I cut that hole, I felt really, really impressed with myself, because like now, you know, the fruition, like you can actually see a door. There's nothing put inside in, you know, blindly. There's nothing to like actually start creating a livable space, because when you put inside in, you don't really see a livable space. You just see siding, really. You just see like, okay, you're doing something. But once that door went down, I could actually look inside. A piece of me was like, I'm onto something here. I could do it. And while we're just at this, you know, this piece of metal is really heavy. I consider myself a pretty strong guy, but like, there's 2 factors. One is cold. 2, the edges are all sharp, and so you gotta be super careful. And as you can see, I'm wearing a glove, you know, but like I always have this weird fear that if this slips out of my hand and just hit any part of my body, that's a trip to the hospital. Like in my head, I'm like, yo, that's why I'm like super cautious about just how I lift it and being like really, at least I think I'm being delicate, because like you could feel the heavy metal so much so that you know if this one was to drop on any part of your body, that's an laceration that cannot be fixed with a band-aid, if you know what I mean. So I'm like, so this is like my approach and like, okay, getting it out. Yeah, I just want to clear it out the way so I could fully realize the, I guess, the efforts I made, right? The progression I made. And as you can see, I didn't want to just drop it either because I didn't create space for myself. So it's, you know, we gotta be careful. Okay. Side notes that I never mentioned, and I probably won't talk about because the next video will be more on the process. So I had to grind that down, but also taking apart a sliding door for anyone who have ever done it. Those glasses, is it called glass? Those glasses, that sounds weird, but those glasses are pretty heavy. I mean, like super heavy. Anyway, cue music, guys. Alright, next video I'll start getting to meat and potatoes and start showing you guys all the interior work I did. So see you next time. Peace.